Hi, I'm Steve Chesney, and I've been on the Young Life staff for 45 years. I'm standing here in the county seat, the club room, here at Windy Gap on a simple platform. For the last 50 summers and countless weekends, Young Life speakers have stood on this platform telling the story of Jesus to 400 listening teenage hearts. It's a story of power and love. It's a story of judgment and terror. It's a story of mercy and grace and life and joy. And I find that for me, it's a selfish joy. I find that in telling the story, I receive it. I'm reminded, recaptured, I'm rekindled. I'm slayed and saved at the cross of Jesus. It's like I've become a Christian all over again on this platform. But in truth, I'm surrounded by a much larger and more beautiful platform, some 2,000 acres, manicured and tailored, so that every weekend, but particularly every summer, a group of some 100, about 100 work crew and summer staff and assigned staff team and property staff, approximately 100 together can tell the story of Jesus. This story of wonder and beauty and mystery. I like to think of this group of 100 as if they're an orchestra, like a symphony orchestra. And from the moment that first bus pulls up the hill and a 17-year-old boy or girl steps off the bus, with a stuffed turtle under one arm and a pillow under the other, the symphony begins to play. The music begins to play. They look up at 360 degrees of smoky mountains and green valleys, beautiful flowers and grass so thick you can leave your footprint. The music is playing. The Psalms say, the birds sing, the mountains clap, the heavens and earth declare the glory of God. And immediately the work crew reaches down, they grab a camper's luggage, and they say, "Follow me." And they take them up to their cabin. It's like they're a teenage bellhop. And they get up to the cabin. And of course, kids are thinking, dirty old cabins, leaky roof, squeaky mattresses. But they walk in and they look around and it's, oh my. The floor is clean, the cabin sparkles, the beds are already made. And their first impression is, all of this for me? It's like extravagant. And the symphony begins to play. For God so loved the world, He gave. And they open their suitcase and they grab maybe a swimsuit, their tennis shoes, and they run down. They hop in the pool, or they hop on a zip line and they come, if they're brave, they come crashing into the lake. Or maybe they grab a frisbee or a basketball or a volleyball. Maybe they go over to the climbing wall. Maybe they hop on the horse and the music is playing. It's a gospel of adventure. A Savior who said, "I have come that you might have life and have it to the fullest." Right about 6:30, 7 p.m., a bell will ring, and some 400 kids will all line up just outside the dining hall. And they're expecting a cafeteria, long lines, school food. But as they get in, they realize they're being seated at a table of 8, and they're being served by other high school people, the work crew. And they serve more food than a camper can eat. And it tastes like their grandmother is in the kitchen baking, her best apple pie. And the music is playing. A Jesus who said, "I did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give my life a ransom for many." Suddenly, The program team leaps to the stage, and there's music and there's laughter and there's surprises. The Proverbs say, may joy and gladness overtake them. And then the kids will leave the dining hall and waiting outside just by the outdoor sand volleyball court, up on a stage, the whole summer staff, and they're dressed in costumes, college people, the summer staff, and they give a camp tour, like a town tour, except they never move a foot. They bring the whole camp to where campers are. And then finally, somewhere around 8:30, 9 p.m., another bell will ring. And 400 teenagers will stampede into this room for their first Young Life Club of the week. It's more music, more surprises, more laughter. It's like this thin place where heaven reaches down and meets earth. And finally, a speaker, me, or any one of hundreds of others. The speaker will come to the stage and bring the message, which is a really strange way of saying it when you think about it. The truth is, the message has been playing all day long from this symphony orchestra. The symphony has been sounding from the moment they first stepped off the bus. Brass and drums and ivory and flutes. Everyone in the orchestra playing their own instrument. It might be a dish rag, it might be a server's tray, it might be a shovel, a rake, it might be an ice cream scoop, it might be a toilet plunger, a carabiner, a horse saddle. But whatever the instrument, this symphony orchestra playing with gusto to the glory of God, with the simple hope that the gospel of light, laughter, and life, of melody and harmony might enter into every teenage heart. It's been happening here at Windy Gap for 50 years, and our simple hope and prayer is that it would happen for another 50. Thank you so much for caring enough to help us step forward.